Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome back to the White Jacket series. You know, lately I've been invited to a lot of strategic planning meetings, and it kind of got me thinking about the power of execution. So I thought I would spend a little time talking about that today. Let's start with an example that will provide some background for our conversation. I got two daughters, right? And as I'm raising them, one of the things that I tell them often is, when is a job done? And they will reply, when it's done right, because they hear me say it 1,000 times. And I guess what I'm trying to convey in there is the idea that it's not just done because they've followed the basic idea of the task. It's done when it's complete, when it's all the way fulfilled. So let's put a bit more meat on these bones. Here's another example. So the girls and I, their names are Ashley and Logan, are in the kitchen, and I say to them, okay girls, we're just work on the kitchen today. We'll clean up a little bit. I'll wash the dishes. Ashley, I want you to sweep the floor. Logan, you wipe the counters. And Logan goes and grabs a towel, it's a dry towel, and she wipes all of the counters with a dry towel. And when she gets to the area where breakfast was made and there's a blob of strawberry jam there, and she just wipes over it and keeps going, she could come back to the sink and say, okay, job's done, I did it. Well, she completed the action of wiping the countertops. But you and I both know the job's not done until it's done right. And so she probably needs to have gone back to that area with the cloth being a little bit more damp and wipe it until the stickiness is gone, because the objective of wiping the countertops is so that they're all clean and ready for more food preparation. Well, I think that that's the same thing that's conveyed, or the same sentiment that's conveyed with the idea of execution. Execution isn't just about following the tasks, the originally prescribed tasks. It's about getting things done. It's about not getting most of the way there. It's about getting all of the way there. It's about being able to say, I've checked the box. I didn't begin it. I'm not in the middle of it. I'm at the end of it. It's completely done. It's all together wrapped up. There's nothing left to be done. The tendency otherwise is that we'll sit around and plan and talk and futurize and strategize and bring ideas to the table and become very excited about them, and perhaps even feel accomplished about having planned these wonderful plans, and then leave and walk out the door having actually accomplished very little of those plans other than to have begun creating them. So from this point forward, what needs to be done next is to actually begin accomplishing the tasks that are going to make those plans come to pass. So if you're in a place where you need stronger execution, then here's my suggestion. Take your plan, break it up into bite-sized chunks, and lay those chunks out in a sequence. Right? And if you've got an end date, then start with the end in mind and work your way backwards. Slide the time frame, and then begin on the day you need to begin. If you stick to the plan, you can have confidence that all those pieces will eventually lead you to the completed, fully completed, executed project or plan or strategic plan that you have in mind. Otherwise, you end up with a situation like what I experienced consulting with an organization who was highly collaborative and very relational and loved to sit around and plan and dream and talk about ideas, and felt that that was very fulfilling, felt like they'd actually accomplished some ideas because they dreamed up ways to fix challenges that were on the table. And so they would leave. And we would have week after week of this amazing discussion and planning, but very little that was being delegated and executed. And so by the time we got past a couple of months, there was this gnawing sense of, but we're not getting that much done. And so we're still in the same mire that we were before. Well, the problem is thoughts were being generated, but those thoughts were not being turned into action, and the action is really what changes things, right? So in your environment, if you're strongly strategic and plan-oriented, then build your plans, but give them to people who are motivated or action-oriented to get your strategic plans completed. It's a good partnership. You guys will get what you need out of it in the end, and I think it's a good way to move.